Well, hello there, folks. Just wanted to send a quick video message out to all of you today, all the agents in my offices. And I want to say, don't apologize for calling me today. Today and this weekend is a crazy day. The market is really heating up and it's acting a little weird. So don't apologize when you call me, even, if whether you're new, whether you're seasoned, whatever's going on. So here's what's going on, and the reason that I am doing this video, like no makeup on, just spur the moment, is the market is hot. So we've kind of been feeling it. We've been seeing it in the office. We've been seeing the escrows come in and just the listings come in, and mostly escrows. Listings are harder to come by, but we've been seeing things really pick up in the last, like in July and then now in August. And this morning I was listening to a market update on the news, and basically new build had started going a little bonkers earlier, and now today they're announcing that resales were like off the chart in July, and resales are now off the chart in August. And remember, in June and May and April it wasn't. Okay, so it was like kind of a bounce back, like a rubber band almost. And so I heard it on the news this morning, and then just the calls that we're getting today and the situations that are going on, it's pretty intense out there. So I wanted to remind you of a couple things. Okay. First of all, people are doing crazy stuff out there, and we're seeing escalation clauses written by agents, and there's no official escalation clause like per the AAR or anything like that, but we're seeing people just trying to do it themselves. And the language isn't good. It's pretty loose and it's not thinking of everything that you need to think of because it's pretty complicated. So we're seeing some very poorly written escalation clauses. The second thing we're seeing is people waiving appraisals, waiving contingencies, all that stuff, and trying to guess the appraisal price and saying, well, whatever it appraises in, we'll pay more, 10,000 more. It's kind of a common thing, seen that a couple times already. We're also seeing seller contingencies. So where instead of like a buyer contingency where a buyer may need to sell another house and may or may not be able to buy, we're seeing sellers now saying, wait, I'm going to kind of sell my house to you and kind of agree to sell my house. But if during the middle of the escrow period, I don't feel like selling my house, maybe I can't find another house, maybe I just get a higher backup offer, I reserve the right. And again, I'll call her right back. But the point is that's not normal. And we're going to cover it in risk reduction this coming week in our Tuesday and Thursday meetings and give you an example of what we've seen this week, but and why that can be very dangerous. And you should definitely be calling your broker if you see a seller contingency come in. Um, and we're also seeing that cancellations are rampant too. Everybody's trying to cancel for one reason or another. Sellers are getting cold feet, buyers are getting cold feet, inspection contingencies. So we're seeing a lot of cancellations. So you got to do those right. It's better to talk to your broker and be 100% sure because it's always a touchy thing. So call to check in. Don't hesitate to call me today. Dale is actually, today is a Saturday, and Dale is actually traveling to drop his kids off at school, one of his daughters off at school. So it's better to call me today. I'm available. I'm just helping my husband cook some food. But another thing I wanted to let you guys know is if you're out there and you're doing open houses and you're open housing, and I hope you are, I hope you're staying safe open housing. Um, I want you to look for sellers at your open houses. So maybe if you're a seasoned agent and you don't mind posting below, post something that you take to an open house so that when potential sellers come into that open house, because we're always thinking of buyers, right? When potential sellers come in, what do you have there to show them what you could do for them? Some of the things that I would have with me right now is I would have information, I would have my listing, concierge package, like my gold, my silver, or my platinum there ready to talk about it. I would do a great job on the open house. I would make sure that it was nice and safe and that, we had, sanitizer and all the precautions and maybe some things posted up that we have out on the COVID hub. But I would also have possibly information about Real Vitalize. I'd have color personalized flyers for that. And I would be ready that when a potential seller came in, that you were definitely prepared for that. So post below some of the things that you would take to an open house to impress potential sellers. And then if you are a listing agent and you see some offers coming in and you're getting multiple offers and people in their offers, they're writing things like escalation clauses and they're poorly written, or they're writing like all this crazy stuff. I want you as the listing agent to slow down and remember a couple things. Number one, you got to understand the pressure that these buyers agents are under right now in this market. The buyers agents are under intense pressure because their buyers have been missing out on houses, they've been getting outbid, the buyers are upset, they're angry, they're agitated, and they're telling that buyer's agent, do whatever you can, pull whatever you can out of your bag of tricks to get that house for me. And so they're writing stuff in, and maybe they don't have great broker support, and they're just making up stuff, that sounds good, but it could be a little dangerous. So remember that they're under a lot of pressure to try and get this house sold or bought or, under contract for their buyers. Two, understand that that agent who's under a lot of pressure may not have the right language at their disposal. Like I said, there's no official escalation clause per the AAR, and they may just be throwing in whatever they can think of, right? Because they're under pressure and they're just trying to get a house in this market for their buyer. And then third, understand that as the listing agent and as the seller, the representative of the seller, you guys kind of control the situation. So you're getting multiple offers, you're in the driver's seat. And one of the things you could do as a favor to yourself and to the buyers and to the buyer's agent and to the seller is to recommend that the seller slow down and yes, understand that the buyers are putting this stuff in their contracts because they're just trying to figure out a way to get the house under contract. But you control the situation. And something that you can do is you can counter back to that buyer who wrote whatever in that contract. And you can bring sanity back into the situation with your counter. So they may have written a ton of crazy escalation clauses and ambiguous, weird language. There's nothing wrong with just selling a house at a great price and, saying, we're going to sell it to you, but this escalation clause was poorly written. Forget that escalation clause. Let's just sell the house at a fair, really good price right now for the seller. And let's just get into contract kind of the old fashioned way, the normal way. You can do that. So just because somebody sends you crazy language, you don't have to take that and then build upon it and, fully flesh it out. You can just say, no, we're going to counter back and here's the price we want. Contract's pretty good just the way it is. Let's try and just, get the best buyer and make this a win-win for the buyer and seller. We understand that you had to put that language in there to get our attention, but now we're going to get that language out of there and we're just going to sell the house to the right buyer at the right price. So take a deep breath. You're going to see a lot of weird stuff out there. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope this video helps somebody. And I'm going to call back the two people who called me while I was making this video. So have a great weekend and good luck out there. It's starting to get a little hot.